Yeah, man. Welcome to the Yotas 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 Podcast, where we talk about everything Toyota.
See what we can find out about this Japanese truck.
Adventure stories.
That's got the fucking COVID, so fuck.
No. Yeah, I'm cooking your food with COVID.
Rigs.
I'm accessorizing on the trail. Or some shit came loose, I'm just trying to tighten that.
Anything that has the T on it, we love it.
What happens when you buy a big truck, you gotta fucking get in there and keep her happy, you know what I'm saying? Can't be fucking around. You gotta get your whole body in there.
I hope you enjoy, because we enjoy bringing it to you. This is the Yotas 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 Podcast, and welcome aboard.
Oh, snap. Look what we got over here. What's up? Come on, sit down, brother. What's up, man? Why don't you throw those headphones on? Hey. Yeah, don't be afraid of that thing either. Like, yeah.
Is this good?
Well, I mean, you can hear yourself?
I can hear myself.
Yeah, you know, I always think about, like, the comedians, you know, you watch them on stage and they got the mic right there. So, everybody, this is John, dude, Sahara Sion. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming up, man. Oh, the lefty.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, man.
It's good to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to go over there and look at the rig, dude, but I see it over there. I called it a truck earlier, and, you know, it's a car, but kind of.
Well, again, you know, what is it? It's a homogeneous kind of creation. It identifies as a truck.
It identifies as a truck, exactly. How was the drive up, man?
You know what? The drive was actually really smooth the whole way. Didn't see any state troopers, so
No troopers.
made good time.
Right? How fast does that thing go? You get it up to speed, no problem?
Yeah, you know, 0 to 16, 3.5 business days, but, you know, once you get going, you're going.
Yeah, once you're going, you're going.
Hey, no death wobble like a Jeep, so I'll take it.
Exactly. So what's new? You did some, I noticed you did some stuff since last time we talked. You threw some lights on there. How'd that go?
Yeah, that went well. So it was one of those projects where it was always something else. So at first it was because I had cut the fender liners out. Dirt was getting into the interior between, like, the frame of the car and then your interior trim.
Yeah.
So I completely disassembled the car, cleaned it out, and I was like, well, while I'm here, might as well install some lights. I can wire it up, hide the wires. It's going to be great. And so the car was in the garage, stripped apart for, like, almost a month.
A month?
About so, because it took longer than I thought. And
Yeah.
now I had a work trip that I had to go to for a week. So finally got it all put back together. Lights are all wired up, you know, looks great.
Did you fix the issue of the dirt coming in as well?
Yeah,
I mean, that was the main reason.
That was the main reason. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I did was I just got some thin sheet metal and then cut it to size and then put it in there. So
Nice.
now I don't have any issues with that. And it also cuts down on road noise.
And you put some switches in the dash?
Yeah, I did. So I looked around as far as where I could mount because, you know, unlike, you know, modern cars today, off-roaders, they'll have, you know, spots for where you could mount a switch. I think they're called poverty switches because you didn't buy those options. So there's just nothing.
yeah.
There's nothing there.
Poverty
But you can always put something aftermarket, but my car doesn't have that, so I had to figure out where I could mount it, where there's not, you know, an airbag in between that.
Right.
Because, you know, turn that switch into a claymore, you know, if you get into an accident. So,
Exactly.
but I was able to find a spot, got it all wired up now.
This side towards the enemy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's all wired up. It's put back together. And the other thing I did was I had received a Molly panel from Grayman Tactical that normally you put in like a Pelican case or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was able to mount that to the headliner. Well, telling the frame, you know, by the headliner, and so now I can store stuff overhead.
Nice.
Which is really nice. I got a lot of gear stored there, stuff on the back panel as well. You know, everywhere I go, I'm always prepared.
What's next? You got anything next?
I think next is some sort of tubular rear bumper that's got space for a full-size spare.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that. You want to be able to get the spare in the trunk now?
Well, right now the spare is in the trunk, and again, I want my trunk space back.
Yeah.
Because, you know, carrying stuff, if I ever want to go camping, that takes up a lot of real estate. So I want to be able to mount it to the outside, maybe throw like a roto packs on there too, one for water, one for fuel. So that's my next project.
Right. How's work, man?
Work's been good. It's busy as always. It's finally starting to get hot.
Yeah.
Especially out in Yuma. I think right now in Yuma the high is going to be 95
Today?
Yeah,
Already.
It's different out there, and it's only going to go up from here.
It's weird. I was just the other day. So I work outside, in and out, and lately it's been this weird. It's that weird Arizona doesn't know if we're gonna go summer or if we're gonna do winter. So the sun is out longer during the day, but the air is cold. And I noticed that when that sun hits me, I'm like, God, that fucker feels hot. But then when it gets to like about 90 degrees, there's a balance, and it becomes not so bad for some reason,
Absolutely. You're standing in the sun, or was it like 80 degrees in the shade? Feels nice, and then
Yes.
8 degrees in the sun is like, oh, we're cooking here.
It's weird. It's this weird dynamic I noticed. Like, yeah. How hot is it down there in Yuma?
Well,
Like, I mean, it's one of the hotter places on the planet,
it
right?
is. So I've been there, and I've seen it reach 132 degrees, which,
Jeez
if you did not
Louise.
know, was the minimum temperature required to cook an egg.
Is it really?
Yeah, so if you just had an egg floating in the air, it would cook.
it'll hard boil, like
Yeah.
it'll hard boil essentially.
Yeah.
I did not know that. 132 degrees.
Yeah, so
for how long?
Imagine what that's doing to your brain.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever. How old are you?
25.
25. So I don't know if you don't remember them on television, but they used to have these commercials. You may have seen it on the internet. It was the Say No to Drugs commercial, and it was a frying pan. They go, it was an egg. This is your brain. Crack it and throw it in the frying. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
I never did see it on actual live TV, but I've seen, memes about it.
Yeah.
referencing it,
That's what makes me think of, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
I mean, it's cooking out there. So eventually, what I probably also want to do is do an oil cooler, and then also just an increased, capacity or efficient radiator. I haven't had any heating issues, thankfully.
Yeah.
But I want to be preemptive about
Is there an issue with this particular model, like historically with any of these models?
The only issue, so everybody, because it's a Subaru engine, and everybody makes the joke about, blowing a head gasket.
Yeah.
That's older models. The newer models after 2009
Yeah,
don't do that. But the problem is there is no baffles in the oil pan. So if you make a left-hand turn too hard for too long, you can actually starve your engine of oil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they make aftermarket oil pans for it that kind of help contain it, and that might be something I want to do. But again, that's a concern because, again, when off-roading, because I have such a low center of gravity, I can take really steep, angles and embankments that, other, off-roaders are going to have a hard time doing. But it is a concern where I'm like, oh, man, am I starving my engine of oil right now because my car is tipped over at 55 degrees?
Exactly. I didn't know that, but I did have a 96 Tacoma, and when the gas tank got low to a certain point and I took a long, I think it was left. If I took a long left turn, it would starve it of gasoline.
Wow.
But it was when the light was on and you were real low, and it would, obviously the gas would shift away from the pump and it would sputter out. Oh shit, it would die. It was kind of wild actually.
And that's a bad habit of mine that I have. I like to run my gas tank really low and then fill it
And then
up.
fill it up.
Yeah.
I know. What size is your tank? Do you know how much is in it?
Yeah, it's a 12-gallon tank.
12.
So, which isn't a lot, necessary by off-road standards, but then also, it doesn't use a lot of gas.
And do you know when the light comes on, where you're at?
Yeah, I still have a gallon and a half.
Okay. So I have 21 gallons, and I'm pretty sure the light comes on at 17.
Really?
Right, it's pretty close. I've never run it down. I think the most I've ever put in it was 19 something. Like when I let it run, like, oh, we're getting close here.
There's definitely been some times where I've been like, I don't think we're gonna make it to the gas
Yeah,
station,
yeah.
and then we do, and it's like 12 point. Because it was like 11.75 gallons. And I'm like, okay, so we had fumes
right
at
on
that
the edge,
point.
right? yeah, fumes.
So definitely a reserve, roto packs or something.
Yeah,
that I
would
could put
certainly
on the
help.
side. That water, because it does get hot out there, and everything. And then
You go out when it's hot? You don't care?
I do not care. So like me and the buddies, like we want to go, let's say we want to go shooting, just, load up the rides, go out into the desert, find a good area, set up some targets, go shooting, and we're out there for a couple hours. Bring the shade shelter too, the camping chairs, do your, cooler, do your best to keep cool. But
Yeah, I gotta go. I need to go shoot. It's been too long.
absolutely.
It is a perishable skill.
It is a perishable skill.
So, just everyone gets a gift. I know I got you the gift.
I know. I can't wait to have that.
I didn't have to mail it to you, man. I'm glad you showed up. That's pretty rad.
Because I was listening to your most recent podcast, and you're like, everybody gets a gift,
Like,
and
what
I
the
was
fuck?
like,
Where's
yeah,
mine?
I know. I was like, I didn't get a gift. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I see how it is.
Well, that
see how it is.
that was the first time not the first time I sat down with anybody, because I did one with the homies out at we were out camping and wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first time I went to sit with someone, and so I was like, oh, I'll just bring it and give it to him face to face. Most everybody else was like, hey, send me the Addy and I'll mail you some stuff, a patch. And when I get some T-shirts made, I'm out of the men's T-shirts. I'll get you a shirt. Normally we have a shirt, a patch, and a sticker.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have some female shirts, but I'm all out of the men's.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave Jeff one to give to his old lady. So some of the girls' shirts, yeah.
Yeah, if you have a female shirt, I'll take that instead and give that to the wife.
Okay. I have. You know what? Actually, I didn't bring the pack. I just brought some for Jeff. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right on, brother. Well, thanks for sitting down.
Of course, it's a great turnout here.
I know. This is your first time up here, right?
This is my first time, and of course, it's the last one before fall.
Yep.
But I'm glad that I could come out here. It's a good drive over. It's a great group of people because Yuma's like a car scene, but they're all like at night and they're sketchy, and I hate them. And people do dumb things, like they start doing burnouts,
The takeover
like,
type of shit.
type stuff.
Yeah.
And I just don't mess with that. You know, it's like
I'm not into that either.
I respect most traffic laws, so but this is our type of scene. Nice in the day. We have great weather for this. It's a
I
beautiful
know.
day.
It's great.
And then everybody's polite and respectful and having a good time. So.
You gonna put some money in the buy some raffle tickets?
I think I might, because I want that credit, so then I can get my spare tire.
Oh,
thing made.
Oh, is there some Westcott credit over there or what?
Yeah, there is. I forget what it was. It was like $100 hour rate.
Oh, to
like,
get something made,
to get something made,
there you go.
so.
Yeah, he gives away tires, Baja Light. I mean, there's always some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. I noticed there's Forerunner parts. That he's giving away in Tacoma parts. I'm like, you don't have anything for a Scion FRS back there, do you?
Yeah, just offhand, you wouldn't happen to have anything for a Scion, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was the other thing. I went to the since we last talked, I went to the junkyard in Yuma, and they actually have a crashed 2013 Scion FRS.
Oh.
So now I've got the hookup on parts
Oh.
in case anything does break.
Nice. Did you just well, nobody else is going to want anything off of that.
Nobody else is gonna want anything. But I got the badge for it. I got like an A-pillar trim for it. I got some stuff for the trunk. If anything else I need, I'll just strip it off of that.
That's a good find.
That is a good find.
That's a good
The
find.
front end's messed up, but it's not like I need the bumper anyways.
I know on my truck, so on the Tacomas.
Which one's yours?
Oh, it's down that way.
Okay.
White. But when you pull off the fender flares, there are little holes for the mounts,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's not the worst look in the world, but the 2-wheel drive models, they make the it's all right. They make the fenders that don't have the holes in it.
Mm.
And so I always thought, well, it'd be nice to go find an old 2-wheel drive model, right? That didn't that had some good fenders, and you could pop those off and put them on. It would be pretty rad, but they're, again, hard to find.
Well, again, at this point, I'm about to go back, and I'm gonna, every car's got those little plastic clips that like hold stuff together.
Exactly.
And every time you try and take one apart, you're gonna break
Break
one or
'em.
two, 100%. And then me with all the dirt and mud and the sun here, it just gets so brittle. So probably gonna try my best to just take every single piece off of that car. And then just keep it, and then as I break stuff, just swap them out.
That's a good idea. Like I said, that's a great find, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great find. Right on, brother.
Well, thank you for having me on.
The old lefty, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
thanks
you
for
know,
coming
one
to
of my
sit
people.
down with me. It'll be interesting to see if I can't get someone else to come sit down.
Oh, well, I'm sure you can. You
Yep.
know, there's lots of good people out here. I'm sure everybody'd love to talk, you know. You can always have my wife come over here and she can complain about how much time I spend in the garage. Might as well put a couch out
Yeah,
there.
you want to tell me about how much you dislike? Yeah, that's funny. Right on, brother.
All right.
Yeah, I'm the white. If you want to go, it's down there. You can see the stickers on the side, white and black Tacoma. It's got a camper shell on the back and shit.
Absolutely. I'll go check it out.
Right on, brother.
Thank you.
Yep, later. Nice shirt, dude. I like it. All right. John, ladies and gentlemen, that was John. I got to go look at that truck, man. See if we can get someone else to sit down. Just got to eyeball somebody and say, hey, you drive a Toyota? No, fucking, we don't want any Jeep people here. Just kidding.